I'm Dana K. White. I am the author of Decluttering at the Speed of Life. I'm the creator of the No Mess Decluttering process. And today I'm going to talk about the power of doing it now. Okay, so the key strategy that my whole No Mess Decluttering process hinges on is take it there now. Taking it there now is how I declutter without making a bigger mess. I go one item at a time, making a final decision about that item and acting on that final decision. There's a whole 5-step process that helps me start with the very easiest stuff and move on to the harder decisions and be ready, and gives me a way to make those hard decisions, right? And that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is the power of taking that take it there now mindset and using it to do it now. Okay, so I am standing not in my garage because it is July as I'm recording this. If you don't know, I record all of my videos over the summer so that my son can edit them before he goes back to college. And I'm not about to go in my garage. It's already a little hot right here, okay? But can you see the nothingness? Anyway, my garage is park-inable, walk-around-inable, all of that. And I'm very proud of that fact because it wasn't before. So as I was working, oh, my dog just heard me open the door. So now she wants to know who's here. As I worked in my garage, I was getting down to the very end. I had one little section of things to go. And part of that section was this bookshelf. It was free. And I stuck it in my garage with all these great intentions of things that I was going to do with that bookshelf. I still kind of sort of, at the moment when I was doing this, had that great intention that I was still going to paint it and put it in my house because it's a good little sturdy bookshelf, right? But I said, you know what? I have to do this now. And so because I want to keep it, I'm going to put it in the small amount of space that I am dedicating to storage. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put it together because that was part of the problem. Every time I would think about doing something with that bookshelf, I would think, are all the shelves there? Are all the pieces there? Would it actually work? And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put it together. So that's part of the do it now. It's not just the take the pile of stuff with shelves and all that and put it in the spots, to actually go ahead and complete the task, right? Part of that was putting this shelf together, right? And so that meant gathering up the different shelves and putting things in there. And I realized I didn't have the little doolollies to actually hold the shelf in place. And I was really frustrated. And I reminded myself, okay, take it there now. Take it there now equals do it now. So I took the one that I had and I started looking up shelf holder thingies, adjustable shelf holders, or whatever it says here in this video. And I immediately, because y'all, I have my phone with me. I could look it up on my phone. A lot of times when you're decluttering, there is access to actually go ahead and do the thing right there. And I know that the tendency is to think, oh, I'll get distracted, but I had a purpose. I was like, I'm going to do this now so that I can find out if this thing actually deserves to stay in my home. Because if by some chance I find out that the kind of things that it needs don't exist anymore and can't be replaced, well, then I know that this thing just needs to be trashed, right? But it gave me that thing to do, okay, to go ahead and do this now and take care of this now. So I looked it up. I ended up then seeing that there was a number on it. So I didn't see that at first and I went, oh, now I know exactly the kind to get. And so I went on, I ordered a pack of 12. I placed my order, kept doing what I could do, putting the shelf where it goes and putting in, using the ones that I did have. And then I saw that actually there was a pile of all the other ones that I needed, right? And so it wasn't great that I had ordered them, but because I kept going with the do it now process instead of just, oh, I need to run out there and look at that shelf and see if there's anything I need to order. No, this was all part of the decluttering process, which the process was clearing this space and getting this thing put in its final home. And over the course of that, I found all the little things that I needed. And so then I canceled the order, right? And it can feel like, why did I order that? But that's part of the do it now, because if I hadn't run across them, I would have those and be able to actually put the shelf together instead of just, okay, let me figure everything out perfectly first before I do it. I just went ahead with the process of doing it now, was able to get rid of that, put those shelves on there and thought, well, this is a decent little shelf here. Oh, it actually is very convenient for this car stuff that my first thought was, oh, we don't usually do that kind of stuff. No, we don't usually shine up our cars. I'm just being honest. I should probably just get rid of that stuff. And then I thought, you know what? No, I'm on this roll right now of doing it now. So I took the car window stuff and I went and I got the doggy slobber off of my car window on the inside. And I thought, wow, that actually is great. And it even had the little, whatever they are, even had the little microfiber cloth where came as a whole package. I think we got it in some kind of a raffle or something at a fundraiser. Anyway, got that. And because I was doing it now I saw the value of this stuff, right? And then I went ahead and shined up some of the sides of the car and I was like, oh, this is great. Now I know that this is actually good stuff. And now I have a shelf to put it on. And so I got everything put onto that shelf and then I was able to actually finish the project because I had the take it there now mindset, which often translates to go ahead and do the thing now, put the shelf together. That can feel like, oh, that's a distraction from decluttering. But as long as the shelf pieces were scattered and piled, it's clutter. Once the shelf pieces were put together, then it was actually a useful thing. And now that space is no longer cluttered, right? Because it doesn't have shelf pieces and piles. It just has a shelf. Then there's a place for me to put stuff on. So I know it seems simple, but that mindset shift of I am not going to set this thing aside to do later because right now I'm decluttering, but instead realizing putting the whole thing together is decluttering. Or let's say it's, oh, here's the shirt and here's the button. Well, I can sew the button onto the shirt and that is decluttering because now the button actually has a place to live and the shirt is no longer something that's in my closet. And every time I go think about wearing it, I realize, oh, it needs the button sewn on, right? Like that becomes part of the decluttering process for me to go ahead and do these things now. And that's how I've been able to move my whole house out of piles everywhere, things shoved everywhere to, okay, yeah, things are under control. Things have a place to go because of that change in mindset that take it there now is crucial and do it now is a version of that. The other thing that often happens is if I start putting something together or I go to sew that button on and I realize, oh, actually it's broken, it doesn't work. Well, now I know that this item can go, which yes, it's frustrating that it maybe sat there for a while and I never realized that the button was broken or that the shelf was never going to be able to be put back together. And yet getting rid of it now is better than skipping it and then not realizing that for another 5 years, right? Okay, I hope this was helpful. Do it now as part of the take it there now strategy. What are some ways that you have found that take it there now has shifted your mind into, oh, if I will do this now, then that allows me to actually put things in their final place and not have things kind of shifting and floating all around my house in temporary spots. Okay? I would love to hear that. I will talk to you all next week. Bye.